Even better, there's even a delightful fringe tidbit about a baron in Transylvania who, having absolutely no land, but a flair for drama, styled himself Baron of the Eclipsed Moon. No one knew what that meant, but he had a signet ring and a cloak, so people just went with it. Sometimes these titles were bestowed for service. The Habsburg emperors, for instance, handed out baronetcies like thank you cards. You built a bridge, loaned the empire money, or provided 30 horses for the army. Boom, you're a baron now. You also get a new coat of arms featuring 2 raccoons holding swords. But just as often, baronies were bought particularly in places like Italy or later Spain, where noble houses found themselves short on heirs or cash. Sell the title, keep the castle, and boom, some ambitious merchant becomes a baron with a suspiciously recent crest. By now, you're half asleep at the banquet, head tilted toward a golden goblet, as 2 barons next to you whisper about whether one of them is secretly descended from Charlemagne. Spoiler, he's not. What makes all this even more confusing is how titles stuck around even after they lost all political meaning. By the 19th century, most barons had no armies, no land, and no legislative power. But that didn't stop them from putting it on their business cards or monogramming it onto their cutlery. It was all about perception. You might be broke, but if you're broke with a title, you still get invited to the right kind of parties. You stifle a yawn as a court musician plucks at a lute, and a bored baroness explains that her family were once marsh barons, whatever that means. Probably ruled over a swamp. Still sounds kind of cool. And you start to get it. All this ridiculous complexity, this petty comparison of who got which seat, it wasn't just bureaucracy. It was theater, a performance of power long after the curtain had dropped. And as silly as it seems now, it worked. You do remember the man called Baron of 3 Rivers and Keeper of the Sapphire Seal. A lot longer than plain old Greg. You shuffle slowly through a marble-floored hallway, lined with ancient tapestries, each one commemorating a victory you've never heard of by someone with a title you can't pronounce. This is the Holy Roman Empire, where nobility wasn't just a status. It was a never-ending experiment in bureaucratic excess.